Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. If you are interested in creating amazing AI generated images for your folktale stories, you are in the right place. Today we are going to dive into key elements you need to consider when crafting your AI image prompt for your African folktale stories or any folktale stories at all. At the end of this video, you should be able to master prompt creation for AI animated stories or African folktale stories. You should be able to generate any AI images at all to create AI animated stories and your African folktale stories. And also somewhere in this video, I'm going to share all my prompts with you. I'm going to tell you exactly how to get all these prompts. So make sure you watch this video to the end. Do not skip this video if you want to get all the prompts that I'm going to use in this video. So let's get started. So now let's consider some elements you need before creating AI images for your African folktale stories. Some of these elements you need are clarity and specificity, context and background, subject and composition, art style, color and lightning, action and interaction, perspective and angle. With these elements, you should be able to create detailed AI images for your African folktale stories or any other folktale story that you intended to go into. Wait, I'm going to explain all these elements and break it down for better understanding. So we have a prompt here that we are going to bisect. We are going to break all this prompt down based on the element that we consider to craft this prompt. So let's get to our Microsoft Bing AI image platform. That is what I use to create these images. Okay, so the first image we are going to talk about this particular one and the prompt that I use to generate this particular image. Okay, so we have a 22-year-old Kenyan girl with a chestnut hair, mid back and bright green almond shaped eyes stands in a village market square at a twilight. She is in a light blue cloth, yellow cloth around her waist, dressed with beads around her ankle, neck and hair. Around her, old summer hat buildings with red, blue and yellow signs light up the scene. People walk briskly, a food vendor serves customers and street musicians play guitar. Okay, so this is the prompt that I use to generate this beautiful image with all the things you see in the background. So now we are going to break this prompt down with the elements. So let's talk about these elements for better understanding. So the first element we need to consider when creating our prompt is clarity and specificity. So in crafting your prompt, make sure that the AI understands exactly what you want. If your story is about a girl, don't just say a girl. Give detailed description, and that is about the clarity of the subject. For example, describe her appearance, and so the appearance we gave in the prompt was a 22-year-old Kenyan girl with chestnut hair to mid back and bright green almond shaped eyes. And the second thing you need to consider is her clothing. She is wearing a light blue cloth with a yellow cloth around her waist and beads around her ankle, neck and in her hair. And the third thing we need to add up to the description to clarify the image more is her surrounding and environment. So she's standing in a village market square at twilight. And the next thing we added to describe her more is her cultural background, details to enrich the image and make it more believable. So that's the first element that we have considered to make sure the AI understands exactly what we want to create, not just a girl but a detailed description about the girl, how she looks and everything, her looks, everything that we need to add up to make the AI understand the kind of image we want to create. Now the second element we need to talk about is the context and background. We need to describe the scene to make it more believable or realistic. For instance, we describe the village market square with old summer hats, buildings and illuminated signs in red, blue and yellow. Okay, that's what we use to describe the scene. And we mentioned the activities going on in the scene around here, like people walking briskly, food vendors serving customers and street musicians playing a guitar. All these things make the scene more believable and realistic, and it also makes your story or your images come to life. Now the third element we need to look at when creating or crafting our prompt for our AI images is the subject and composition, or the subject and the core subject in the image. you need to highlight your main subject and also talk about the co-subject or supporting element in the image. So in our example or in our prompt, we said the main subject is the girl and the supporting elements include the village market square, old summer hut buildings, people, food, vendors, music and musicians. All these things create a well-balanced image with a focus or the highlight on the subject or the girl. Okay, now the fourth element that we need to consider when crafting our AI image is to decide on the style to ensure the final images matches your desired visual feel. So it could be an anime, realistic, or any other style that fits your story. So you need to specify when creating your prompt. At the end of your prompt, you can just specify realistic or anime. Then the AI will know whether it's creating an anime for you or creating realistic images for you. In this example, we were aiming for a realistic art style, and that is how we got it. Okay, and the fifth element that we need to consider when crafting our prompt for our AI images is the color and the lightning. It is very important. It defines your visual tone and mood of your images. You create visually appealing scenes by specifying the color scheme and lighting conditions. In our example, the twilight setting with warm golden light from setting sun and the colorful signs in red, blue, yellow, and depth and mood add depth and mood to the image. That is why we decided to add all those descriptions to give us the visual tone or the mood of the scene. Okay, so that is very important. Now the next element that we need to consider when creating or crafting our AI image, as I said earlier, is the action and interaction. Making the scene dynamic and engaging is the key to crafting AI images or crafting prompts for AI images. You can describe the main subject standing while people walk briskly, a food vendor serves customers, and art street musician guitar. This action brings your scene to life. So the interaction, how the environment is interacting with the subject in the image. Are they minding their own business or are they focusing on the subject? So you have to also let that come out. At the same time, you also look at the perspective and the angle. That is the last element that you need to consider, perspective and angle of your image. So ensure the composition captures the main subject effectively, providing sense of connection to the viewer. An eye-level perspective can create this connection, making the viewer feel as if they are part of the scene. So we have discussed all the 7 elements that we need to consider when crafting AI images for our African folktale stories. All this is very important. If you want your African folktale stories to go viral and you want your images, your AI images to be stunning, to come out well like a professional or like a pro, you need to put all these elements into order or consider all these elements in crafting your AI images. Let's discuss the second prompt, then I can confidently say that you have mastered this AI image crafting masterclass. Okay, so let's move to the next prompt and then we were going to discuss or bisect that too for better understanding. Okay, so before we continue, if you want me to share this prompt with you, just type Legacy Nation, give me the prompt, and I'm going to give you a link to this prompt to download. So let's continue with our video. So the next one is this AI images. How I came about with these AI images you are seeing on the screen. Okay, so let's see. We have a 25 years old Igbo girl with a braided hair and a colorful braid sits under an acacia tree cooking in a traditional clay pot. She wears a vibrant red shuka with beadwork around her neck, wrists and ankles. Nearby, mud walled hut with thatched roof, goats grazing, and Igbo men tending to livestock. Children play and women carry water in traditional gowns. Blue bright sky, scattered clouds, and sunlight hues realistic. Okay, so we are also going to break this prompt into the various elements that we talked about earlier on for better understanding. So let's talk about the element 2 in this particular prompt and see whether it still tally with the first one we just discussed. With this, I know you will be able to master creation of prompts to create generated AI images. So the first one is the clarity and specificity. We are very specific about this. The prompt specifies a 25 years old Igbo girl with a braided hair and a colorful beads. This provides a clear image of the main subject. Her appearance and clothing too was very important, or is very necessary when crafting your prompt. So we describe what she was wearing: a vibrant shuka with a beadwork around her neck, wrist and ankle. This ensures the AI generates an accurate and culturally specific image for us, and the activity she's carrying out in this particular image. Okay, she's sitting, that's the first thing, that's the action. She's sitting under acacia tree. Where is she sitting? Under acacia tree. And what is she doing? She's cooking in what? A clay pot, a traditional clay pot, which adds context and action to the whole scene. Okay, so this is a fair description. And the second element is the context and the background. The setting and the environment is very important. That's the background. The scene is set in a village with a mud walled hut with thatched roof, providing a traditional rural backdrop or background. And the mood and atmosphere, the description of goats grazing, Igbo men tending to livestock, children playing and women carrying water in traditional gas, creates a lively and a dynamic village atmosphere in this particular prompt. Okay, and the third element was the subject and the composition, or the core subject. The primary subject highlights on the 25-year-old Igbo girl, and the secondary element in this particular image is the mud walled hut, goat grazing, Igbo men tending to livestock, children playing in the background and women carrying water. This particular element enriches the scene and makes your images interactive. And the fourth element is the art style and medium. Okay, so we talk about the style. The prompt specify that we want a realistic image. We indicated a desired style that should be captured or that should be presented for us or for our presentation, and we specify that we want realistic. That is why I wrote realistic there. Okay, and the second one was the color and the lightning. The color scheme was very important. We mentioned vibrant red for the shuka and the red colorful beads, enhancing visual appeal with bright, culturally significant colors. Then we also talk about the lighting. That's the blue sky, scattered clouds and sunlight hues, setting the scene lightning and mood. Okay, and the next, the sixth element is the action and interaction, the activities going on. So the primary action is the girl cooking in a traditional clay pot, and the secondary action, that's the core subject in the image, are the village life. That's the like men tending to livestock, children playing and women carrying water. It adds dynamism and engagement to the whole scene in the image. Okay, and the last one was the perspective and the angle, the viewpoint. It implies an eye-level perspective, providing a direct connection with the viewer. This viewpoint helps the viewer feel present in the scene and engaging in the main subject and the surrounding environment. This prompt provides a clear, detailed, culturally rich description that will guide the AI in generating a realistic image of a traditional Igbo village scene. And the main focus is on the 25-year-old Igbo girl, while the background and the support element added depth, context and authenticity to the image. So by considering this element, clarity, context and background, subject and composition, art style, color and lighting, action and interaction, and perspective and angle, you will be able to create detailed and visually cohesive AI generated images for your African folktale stories or any folktale stories at all. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more tips on creating amazing AI images for your African folktale stories or for any other folktale stories that you intended to create. If you haven't watched my previous video on how to create African folktale stories, I gave a complete guide from right from beginning to the end, everything that you need to create that story to make it successful. I talked about it in that video. It's a complete guide, so that will be popping up after watching this video. Click on it and go and watch it to have a full understanding. Since since we have mastered how to generate AI images or crafting prompts for our AI images, in my next video I'm going to talk about how to create consistent images for your African folktale stories or any other folktale story. See you in the next video. Bye.